Part 1: The Old Lighthouse. The old lighthouse stood as a sentinel at the edge of Blackwater Bay, its towering spire reaching out to the stormy skies like a skeletal finger. For generations, it had warned sailors away from the treacherous rocks that lay hidden beneath the turbulent waters. But to the residents of the nearby coastal town, it held a different reputation, a place to be avoided, especially after sundown. Lucas, an adventurous teenager with a fascination for the macabre, had heard the eerie tales surrounding the lighthouse. As the winds howled one October evening, he gathered his courage, donned a heavy jacket, and embarked on a journey that would forever alter the course of his life. Part 2: The Whispering Light. The night was pitch black, and the lighthouse's beam cut through the darkness, creating a pulsating halo of light that swept across the water. Lucas approached cautiously, his footsteps muffled by the damp sand. He had heard rumors of a mysterious signal that emanated from the lighthouse on certain nights, a series of whispers that called out to those who dared to listen. As he climbed the creaking wooden steps, Lucas couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. The walls of the lighthouse were covered in peeling, sea-salted paint, and the air inside was damp and heavy with an otherworldly chill. Part 3: The Haunting Apparition. At the top of the lighthouse, Lucas discovered a rusted door leading to the lantern room. As he pushed it open, the whispering grew louder, echoing in his ears like a chorus of lost souls. He gasped as he saw a spectral figure, a lighthouse keeper from a bygone era, hunched over the control panel. The ghostly keeper turned slowly, his hollow eyes locking onto Lucas. With spectral fingers, he gestured toward the controls. Lucas hesitated but then reached out, compelled by an unseen force to manipulate them. As he adjusted the settings, the lighthouse's beam began to dance wildly across the bay. Part 4: The Unearthly Tide. As the lighthouse's beam swung toward the water, Lucas saw something that chilled him to the bone. Emerging from the depths of Blackwater Bay were grotesque, spectral figures, their pale, waterlogged bodies twisted and contorted. They clawed their way onto the shore, their eyes fixed on Lucas. Panicking, Lucas tried to flee, but the door to the lantern room slammed shut, trapping him inside with the vengeful spirits. The whispering grew deafening, and he could feel their icy fingers closing in on him. Desperate, he reached for the controls, hoping to turn the light back toward the water and banish the apparitions. Part 5: The Sinister Truth. As Lucas struggled with the controls, he suddenly understood the dark secret of the lighthouse. It wasn't meant to warn ships away from the rocks, it was a beacon to lure souls to their doom. The lighthouse keeper had been a servant of a malevolent force, sacrificing the lost and the curious to appease an ancient, eldritch entity that dwelled in the depths of the bay. With newfound determination, Lucas managed to reorient the light, directing it back toward the bay. The spectral figures screeched in agony as they were bathed in its unforgiving glow. Their forms began to disintegrate, and they were pulled back into the water, vanishing beneath the waves. Part 6: The Price of Escape. With the apparitions banished, Lucas found himself alone in the lantern room. The whispering had ceased, and the lighthouse keeper's ghost had faded into nothingness. Exhausted and shaken, he made his way back down the steps and out into the stormy night. As he descended, he couldn't help but feel that the malevolent entity lurking beneath Blackwater Bay had not been defeated, only temporarily thwarted. The lighthouse remained a cursed place, a beacon that would forever draw unsuspecting souls into its sinister embrace. Part 7: The Lingering Dread. Years passed, and Lucas tried to put the horrors of that night behind him. He moved away from the coastal town, but he could never escape the feeling that something malevolent still watched and waited for him. The whispers from the abyss haunted his dreams, and he knew that one day, the lighthouse's sinister call would reach him once more. As the years went by, stories circulated of other brave souls who had ventured to the lighthouse, drawn by the whispers, and never returned. The old lighthouse remained a dark and foreboding presence on the shores of Blackwater Bay, a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural, and a reminder that some mysteries were best left unexplored.